Hello and welcome to this case study in this section on introduction for this course AI for Problem Solving Excellence. In this particular lecture, we'll talk about a case study of using AI for building excellence in problem solving. Right. So let's explore this real and insightful individual level case, one that demonstrates how AI can help a person build world-class problem-solving capabilities by sharpening, analytical thinking, cognitive structure, and reflective learning. So let's dig into this case study. So this is a case study of a DeepMind research scientist, Google's arm, using AI as a cognitive partner to build individual problem-solving excellence. And the whole thing was about developing a personal problem solving skill through AI collaboration in the context of solving complex scientific problems of, say, protein folding in this case, in this industry of artificial intelligence research and biotechnology. So, what was the challenge? So, what was the challenge in this case? Now, a senior research scientist at DeepMind, which is the Google's AI lab, was a part of AI team tracking one of the biology's greatest puzzle, predicting a protein's 3D shape from its amino acid sequences. Now, this problem had stumped biologists for over 50 years. Even top scientists struggled because the number of possible shapes called protein conformations is astronomical, more than atoms in the universe for even a small protein. And for this scientist, the challenge wasn't just technical, it was cognitive, right? The problem was too complex for intuition. Traditional reasoning and simulation approaches failed repeatedly, and he needed a new way to enhance his own problem solving ability, not just run faster computation. A significant challenge, right? So the turning point in this case was using AI as a thinking amplifier. Instead of using AI merely as a tool for automate tasks, the scientist began using as a cognitive partner to strengthen his own reasoning and discovery process, right? He collaborated with AlphaFold, right? The DeepMind's neural network model designed to predict protein structures. But the key wasn't AlphaFold's power, right? It was how he learned from it. He began studying how AI was solving problems, and then he asked few questions to learn why did the model predict certain folds, right? Why did the model predict these certain folds? Why not others? What features was it emphasizing? And when it failed, why did it fail? So that's the kind of question he started asking. And he used the AI outputs to reverse engineer thinking patterns, right? And uncover biological principles human mind had missed so far. So that was the turning point, right? So the scientists built a AI human learning loop, and he adopted a four-step reflective loop that transformed his own problem-solving capabilities. And what were these four steps? Let us take a look at them. So first was hypothesis forming, in which he defined the problem. Why does this protein misfold? And AI provided multiple predicted structure, and the learning for the scientist was to broaden his perspective, exposing unseen solution patterns. Second step was the comparison reflection, where the scientist compared AI's reasoning with human expectations. AI highlighted here the patterns and features invisible to human intuition. And the scientists learned about challenging assumptions and building cognitive flexibility. The third step was the root cause analysis, where the scientists investigated why AI chose specific solutions, and AI revealed latent variables driving predictions in this process, and it trained the mind of the scientist to think in terms of the hidden causal structures. And the last step was the pattern generalization from this case. to where the scientists tested if the insights apply to other cases, and AI scaled the test quickly to build a systemic thinking and anticipatory reasoning. So that was the AI human learning loop in this case. And through this process, the scientist wasn't just solving problems faster. He was reprogramming about how he thought himself. Can you believe that? So, what was the solution? So what was the insight? The key insight was that AI is a mirror of the human mind. AI became his thinking mirror, the scientist's thinking mirror. It started revealing biases, mental shortcuts and blind spots in his reasoning, in the scientist's reasoning. For instance, you know, he learned that he was over relying on visual symmetry while AlphaFold's attention map showing uh, energetic stability mattered more, right? Also, he learned that by comparing human versus AI logic, he discovered that his heuristic for complexity management of balancing and intuition was something that is he learned to need to learn. And he described his experience as AI just didn't solve problems. I could not. It taught me to think in dimensions I could never see before. So it was coaching me, teaching me, building and reprogramming. What were the results? The scientist team achieved a breakthrough level accuracy, AlphaFold predictive protein structure with a margin of error smaller than atomic distances, which it had not done so far. He personally gained, sharper analytical ability, uh, questioning causes, not patterns, heightened reflective intelligence in terms of thinking about how he thinks, thinking about how he thought, and a meta problem solving skills of adapting reasoning style based on his own problem type. And he went on to mentor other researchers on the AI augmented problem solving, making reflection and reasoning analysis part of their workflow. So that was the results, right? So, what are the key insights on AI enhanced problem solving? Excellence. The first is that AI reveals your cognitive blind spots, and that it does by comparing your logic with the outputs of AI, which show where your reasoning stops too early. The AI enables deliberate practice of thinking. You can simulate with AI and fail and iterate faster, improving diagnostic depth. AI externalizes reasoning. The tools like AlphaFold, ChatGPT, or reasoning AIs let you as an individual see the structure of your own thought process. And AI develops metacognition. You learn not just how to solve, but how you solve, the foundation of individual excellence. Right? So, what is the meta lesson? AI doesn't simply replace problem solvers. It elevates them by making their thinking visible. AI can help individuals build excellence in root cause identification and analytical reasoning by acting as a feedback partner, not as a solution machine, challenging cognitive biases we have as in human beings, offering alternate causal maps, and enabling structured reflection and learning at scale. And this is the true next frontier of personal excellence, AI augmented cognitive development, right? So let's take a look at an example application for all of us as learners. Now here you can practice this approach in this course. The exercise is about picking up a real world business or career challenge. Pick a real world career or business challenges to work with AI as a thinking partner. Write your reasoning process. Why, how, what you assume. Have AI like ChatGPT provide an alternate solution path, and then you compare both logics, identify blind spots in your own thinking, and reflect on what you learned about how you think. What you learned about how you think, and this will transform AI into a skill building ally for you for lifelong excellence in problem solving. Right? So that's an example for us to practice. So let's summarize what we have done here. So On the dimension of focus, the traditional problem solving gets to the answers. AI augmented problem solving understands the reasoning. In relation to feedback, the traditional problem solver forms the outcome. It comes from the outcome, and augmented problem solver comes from AI contrast and reflection. Learning in traditional problem solving comes from success or failure, and learning in AI augmented problem solving comes from how thinking differs. And the growth in traditional problem solving comes from knowledge base, whereas in augmented problem solving, it comes from metacognitive, learning how to learn, right? So, what do we do next? So, we will now take a look at an overview of AI for problem solving excellence. How can you use AI for problem solving excellence in addition to what you have learned so far? So, thank you so much for watching this introductory case study. I hope you're beginning to learn new things, beginning to enjoy, and I do look forward to see you again in the next lecture. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer your questions, and do download the PDF file to take a look at anything that you need to.